in a lot of areas, and he's been indispensable in making this reunion happen. So I just want to give him this little token of our appreciation, a certificate of appreciation and grateful recognition of your selfless dedication and service to USS Atlanta shipmates in support of the inaugural reunion. We hereby present Bobby Huber with this certificate of appreciation on this 14th day of August, 2010, signed once again by Captain Robert J. White, USN retired. I have a couple more. Terry, where are you? Come on up. Once again, the same certificate. Terry has been indispensable as well. When I found out that Muhammad was sick last week, I believe it was, the Facebook entries stopped. The emails stopped, and I'm like, what's going on here? We got a reunion happening in about a week and a half. We got to figure this out. Then Chuck Moser's sister wrote a Facebook entry out there saying that Mark was in the hospital. And then I got on the phone with Gloria, Mark's ex-wife, with whom he lives, and tried to figure out what was going on. I mustered the committee based on who I thought the committee was, and there was Terry and Keith and a couple other folks I'm going to mention. And we got on the phone and tried to work this thing out. I made a trip to Chicago. We've got all the gear together and information together, and we managed to wing this enough and get this reunion going. So, without these guys manning the tables for the check-in and manning the table for the reunion.
The table, so I thought you were saying Joe Manning.
No. we do. Manning these, I had Stroud, John Stroud helping us, and Joe Manning. Unfortunately, I don't have a certificate for you yet, but I have them up in my room. I'll get them down here. Certificate of appreciation, grateful recognition of your selfless dedication and service to USS Atlanta shipmates in support of your inaugural reunion. We hereby present Terry Winters with the certificate of appreciation on this 14th day of August, 2010.
When Muhammad fell ill last week, and he had been our leader, I was worried that this thing wouldn't come off, but Randy stepped in and saved us and took over and has done an absolute fantastic job. Thank you, Randy.
This thing had to happen. There were too many people that had already paid good money to be here. So we had to make it work. Keith, would you come on in here? Keith is, how many folks do we have in here that were on the Atlanta in the late 90s? Okay, there's a contingent from the late 90s. Keith was one of those folks. We've got some folks in here. I know quite a few that were on the boat when I was on there. We've got some plank owners, some post plank owner type folks. But we've got a fairly small contingent of the late 90s, the younger folks. I mean, this guy's only 37 years old. He's a pup in here. He should still be in the Navy, actually. Anyway, Keith has been our treasurer. He's doing a great job. So I'd like to present him with this certificate. In grateful recognition of your selfless dedication and service to USS Atlanta shipmates in support of your inaugural reunion, we hereby present Keith Carter with this certificate of appreciation on this 14th day of August, 2010. Thank you. There's a couple other folks that will be getting certificates. John has been indispensable in manning the desk, and his wife has been terrific as well. And of course, Joe Manning, Bubbles. We'll make sure that Bubbles goes on his certificate. Okay.
I feel so loved.
How about if anybody interested in winning the door prize?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, actually, something? I had one other award I need to give out. Some of you got some cards from me that had USS Atlanta that was a Together We Served card. How many people got those? Captain White did. I know that Bill Heron got a card like that. I'm going to open this up real quick and show you this, but this is for Robin White. I did a special card for him, and at the bequest of Mark Riley, and hey lady, and he really liked it. So, Captain, come on up. This is one of the Atlanta prints that you'll see over here on the table, but we had to put the command pin in there for him because this was the first commander of the USS Atlanta, and he deserves it. Thank you very much for the help that you've given us on the committee, and take that home and put it in the frame.
When we got this card, which has this picture on the front here, my wife Janie looked at it and said, "Man, that's beautiful. You guys just really know how to do things right." And you really do, Randy. Thank you so much.
Okay, now we'll do a door prize. We've got some, the door prizes that we have, okay. Everybody remember the wardroom print? The thing that hung on the wall in the wardroom that some of us got copies of? Somebody got too many. Where's Ray? Ray Bohannon. Yeah, that's what we're going to give out first. This is one of the original numbered wardroom prints that Ray so graciously brought to give away as a door prize.
Wow.
Okay, it's in perfect condition. What number is that one? That one is number 319. There were 500 of these done, limited edition prints.
Hey, back of this, it says for Joe Manning, 1985.
If it doesn't say bubbles, you don't get it. Okay, who'd like to come up here and draw for me? I need a lady or a child here.
Abby.
You'd like to do this.
Abby. Pick a number, Abby. Make sure it's like your dad's.
Do me a favor, read that.
Jim, can I have your glasses again?
Man, this is pretty pitiful. Where's the guy from the late 90s? Give it to him.
798-244.
244.
798-244.
Dan Sherry. You better check his number. We know you, Dan. I could have won.
Okay, the next thing on our agenda, so that we can move on through the night, we're going to be giving away some door prizes. Once we start after the closing remarks, and when the DJ starts his thing, we'll interrupt once in a while and give away some door prizes. But I don't know. If anybody wants to get up and do karaoke, we'll let them do that, I guess. Anyway, the next thing we want to do, though, this is on a serious note. There's a bunch of people that can't be here today because they're no longer with us. So part of this is a tradition that we started in my submarine veterans group, where we set a table, and we're just going to bring that table out here real quick so we can show you. It's basically a table for those shipmates that couldn't make it. In our case, in the submarine force, we typically say these are the shipmates that are on eternal patrol. And the submarine veterans, each year on Memorial Day and at any other time a submarine veterans group decides to, we do a procedure called the tolling of the boats, where we read out the names of the 52 boats lost, and the circumstances behind those, and we toll a bell in their honor. And there's some candle ceremonies and some other stuff that we do as part of that, but that's part of the creed of the submarine veterans. I'm going to hand the mic over to Joe, and he's going to tell you a little bit about this table.
All right. The table is round, symbolizing the fertility of one prisoner alone against his or her suppression. The tablecloth is white, symbolic of the purity of their intentions to respond to their country's call to arms. The table is being set for one, symbolizing the fertility of one prisoner alone against his or her oppressors. The single flower is the vase, signifies that the blood they may have shed in sacrifice to ensure the freedom of our beloved United States of America. This flower reminds us of the family and friends of our missing comrades who keep faith while awaiting their return. A slice of lemon on the bread plate is to remind us of their bitter fate, those captured and missing in a foreign land. The salt being sprinkled on the plate is to remind us of the countless tears of those who have never come home, and of the tears of their families and friends whose grief knows no end. The Bible serves us to remind us of the comfort of faith, offered to show those who face seemingly insurmountable challenges. This also reminds us of our country being founded on the principles of one nation under God. The glass is inverted. They cannot toast with us this day or night. The candle is the light of hope, which lives in our hearts to illuminate their way home, away from their captors to the open arms of a grateful nation. The chair is empty. Our comrade is missing.
Okay, this is actually a POW MIA procedure, but we like to use it and also remember those that we lost since we served with them. All of these folks, I don't believe any of them died in active service, but their shipmates who could have otherwise been here had they lived. And Joe's going to read off the list of those that we know.
Michael Joseph Allen, Jonathan Rex Cordell, Mark Hearn, J.S. Hauk, George Foster, Michael Loading, Fred Merkel, Jim Mullins, Ted Rocky Rose, Charles Stanley Tarbutton, Ed Whitworth. Sailors, rest your oars.
I'd like to take a moment and add that we've got Jonathan Rex Cordell's wife and child here in his honor. Want to raise your hand over there? So they're here attending on his behalf, and she's also, Mrs. Cada also brought us a door prize to give away, which we'll give away a little bit later. Thank you very much for attending. And thanks everybody for honoring these fallen shipmates. Please be seated.